Hello, I am back again, and I wanted to show you how I take a new stamp set and their dies and store them from scratch. So this one put together will be part of my haul video because some of it came today, but I wanted to do this video and I got a full stamp set with their dies. I printed the label, so I'll show you how I label them as well. So I'll take out the stamp set. I just recycle this part. And then Lawn Fawn with their dies, instead of the super sticky background, they started just doing like one little glue dot. So there's no more stickums that you have to scrape off the back of your dies, which is lovely. And I fully agree with it. I will set that aside for now. So I have my storage pocket. In my last video, I think I linked these in the last video, I believe. Or the one before it, not the Harry Potter Halloween cards, but the one before that, about stamp storage. So these are linked there. I'll link them again down below, and also my magnet sheet that I'll be using. So I have just a piece of like thin cardstock, my thinner stuff that I think I bought at Michael's. That I wouldn't use for like a card base or anything, but just slide that in there, and I tuck this in the front, and then the stamp set just goes right in there. And then we'll take this and I cut this in half. So I will take off the backing, and then the Lawn Fawn, so the brand, will go in the upper left corner, and then the name of the stamp set I have in the upper right corner, and that's how I've done the ones that I have labeled. I'm not as crazy about labeling as most people, so I have not labeled all of my stamps, but the ones that I have the brand and then the name of it, so that part's good. And then for the magnetic sheet, that will go in the back here. I'll put all the dies on it before I slide that in. I want to show you how I cut these apart. I will zoom in a little bit. Now, most of this I will do over my trash can, but I'll link these cutters down below. I think I got them in a store in person, but I can probably find them on Amazon. These ones are by Xuron, Xuron, and I think they're technically just called like mini wire cutters or something like that, but they're really good for cutting dies apart. So what I do is I find one and I get as close to that one as I can and cut that, and then as close to it again and cut that off. So I have him complete, and so his outer pieces are fine. And then I do the same for anything that's linked inside as well. And anything where I'm cutting off the piece of metal. So I get as close to him as I can, so this little froggy die. So he's good to go, and that one can be set aside or put on my magnet sheet here. Now these ones have the little pricklies on the outside. Some people leave these on, I've noticed, if you don't want to poke yourself, because I've done it and it doesn't feel good. I would recommend cutting them off. You have to do it very carefully, but sometimes if they're bent just a little bit, they'll also cut into the paper when you die cut anyway. So for these ones, what I do over my garbage can is I pinch it and I just kind of work it. Sorry, I'm not in view. I work it back and forth. And this one, if I do just want to cut it, I'll cut it into my trash can. I have a trash can under me with a lid. So I go into the garbage and I close the lid over me so that nothing goes flying into my eyes if I just snap it off. I have also taken a plastic bucket upside down and put my hands under it in a controlled environment so I can clean up the metal pieces after. And I do have cats, so I don't want them to eat those either. But if you have good lighting and you want to go slow and not do what I just did. So that one went flying somewhere in the area. You can kind of go slow and just work it back and forth, and then keep a little pile of your metal pieces there. So that I just repeat. So let's say for the little log here, I'll try and keep the log as close to the log as I can. We'll cut out these guys. And sometimes you have to use just the little tip of the cutters because any more won't fit in the little corner there. So then this piece is done because I cut as close to it as I could, and then I just have to cut the little ends off of these pieces here. So I'll finish cutting up the rest of these and I'll show you them all laid out on the magnet sheet. Okay, so I have them all cut up and cleaned up, so I can just slide them onto the other side of the paper. These magnet sheets are not super strong, but they're strong enough to hold dies in place. All right, so that is it. I have my label, the pocket it's in, and then it's just going to go to the right of me in my Raskog cart on the top. Eventually I will run out of room on the top, and then I'll have to figure out something else because I don't have a lot of space. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful, and I will link all of the products down below, and thank you for watching.